Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Sydney. Sid's Garage is my channel name on here on YouTube. I'm welding the undercarriage on this trailer. Now if you guys don't know, this here is a gooseneck build. It is custom made. In this little section, I'm welding on brackets, which you guys will see right here. I get the comment all the time, why are you welding with only one glove? Because that's just how I'm comfortable with. However, on my other projects, I am going to start working on my personal trailer and so I can get the sand rail. I have a lot of projects in mind, it's just working for it because shit nowadays does not come free. A video of my personal trailer is coming as well, so stay tuned for those builds. On this trailer, these are 27-inch long leaf spring. I watch my own videos to see the information that I've learned. Right below the additional 2x4, there's brackets right there. You're gonna see me put some bolts in there to help hang the leaf springs, but beforehand I gotta hang these equalizers. Now there's different types of equalizers, but back to the leaf spring and that bolt that I just put in. I put the jack underneath the axle to lift it up for more help. Then all you have to do is just put up the leaf spring, buckle in the other bolt, and then move on to the next one. Other side point of view. On the leaf spring, you can see there's an eye. Make sure it's facing the other way. Then connect the bolts to the brackets. Have them perfectly aligned. This here was going back and forth with the measuring tape every once in a while. However, by this time, I already have the spring seats in there and welded already. Get the nipple that's in the middle of the leaf spring into the center of the spring seat. From the back of the leaf spring to the bolt inside of the equalizer, the front that is, 2 inches needs to be between that. Talking about this front part right here. Guys, welcome back to the channel. Whew. I'm getting the leaf springs. There ain't nobody here today, so I'm going to film. I'm going to show you guys what this trailer looks like. There is an update. It stinks like fucking hell in here, like gasoline fumes. That's why this here's on. It's helping a lot. Let me show you this corner. So I want to clear this corner up. If you guys remember this corner right here, that is the corner that I kind of messed up. Now a lot of you are gonna ask, why do you say you messed it up, Sid? Do you guys see how the wire is barely even coming through? The tip, that is. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is because my welder was hitting duty cycle. And the welder that I have only welds up 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops if I make it. And this here was close to ½ an inch when my welder only welds up to 3/8, if that. I beveled it as well. There is still a generator in here while carrying a leaf spring in my hands. You see this welder right here? This one? That there is my baby. My high-end baby. I've had it for 6 years. There's a reason why I'm telling you guys that. She has a lot of duty cycle time, and she had to have a power plug in order for me to finish this trailer. This is the power supply right now. Get it out, but it's got an AC 120 volt. It's a much more powerful connection. Made me super happy, but look at this shit. A lot more power, a lot. I had to take off, turn off the lights in order to get more power. Right now, I'm putting on these axles. I'll show you the 2x4 as well. Here is an update. The reason why there's a 2x4 on here is to extend the bottom of the frame. Now I'm putting these axles on right now. I'm going to be putting on a set of 4 tires, putting the axles on, painted in black, all the way across, lugs and everything, hubs, shit like that. It was just to extend the bottom of the frame, so that way the tires and shit have room. Hopefully they fit on here correctly. This here is the undercarriage of the trailer. Don't look at my weld. These are 3x1 inch C channels. There's one in the back, one in the front, and 2 in the middle. The 2x4 metal tubing is just to extend the bottom of the frame itself. For the axles, just to like have their own balance. In the midst of it all, you got the regular frame, and then you have these puppies, which have an 1.5 inch clearance for wood, for a wooden platform. Then you have these 7-inch fingers, foot, whatever the hell you want to call them. Put them on the side. It just extends the bed a little bit. So you guys are going to watch a time lapse of me putting all this shit here on, and I will try to explain in the midst of it all of what the hell is going on, what I'm doing, and shit like that, because I gotta get stuff. Yeah, this is what she looks like right now. I guess this here is next. I'm gonna be cutting out some footage right here, but this here is in real time. Look at that concentration phase. There's a way that these bolts and nuts go on. These are what we call lock nuts. So there's little divots that go on the inside but the outside, and then the flat side goes on the inside. Trust me, you'll know. You won't be able to get the ones with the divots on the inside of the bolt. I'm going to the other side of the frame to do the exact same thing. The bolts that I'm using for this are called spring shackle bolts. Moving my friend Jack here, getting the leverage to jack up, move her in place. So this axle wasn't aligned correctly, so I had to move the jack down and then move the axle back over. Then jack my friend himself. Back up we go. Getting the shackle bolts, including the lock nuts. Thank heavens I am tiny. It's good to make sure that you're always comfortable before you're uncomfortable and something falls on you. Taking the other half of the leaf spring, connecting it to the equalizer. Evaluating my workspace and what I have to do next. Right here I did a makeshift of 2 of the 3x1 C-channel blocks. It's just for more security, more hold, and more help for these axles to get up over there. I welded them together, and once I'm done they'll just pop off like this just did. It's now time for the U-bolts. The plates go underneath and then the U-bolts go on top. The lock nuts that came along with these U-bolts are only hand tightened. This part right here is something that you will never see anybody else doing on social media. Something like this here is a little small issue of tires not fitting on the actual trailer. It could be dealing with the rims being too small or the frame being too short, or just not enough room for the axles to breathe. In this case, the frame itself, the extension part, was way too low and the tire didn't fit. The lug nut holes would have fit if the tire wasn't too tall and the frame wasn't too short. It would have fit perfectly. There was another issue of the tires being too wide as well, about 3 inches out. In this case, at this moment, I was hoping that this here would not happen, but it did, and shit happens in life, you know? This here is the reality of every single build behind it. You guys see the top of that tire, how it's touching the bottom of the extension frame? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay guys, so we have a little bit of an issue, but it's completely solvable. There is a little bit of a camber issue. The axles are upside down, with the little hump, it's like this. And it shouldn't be like that. I'll post pictures. Because the axle is upside down, that means when the axle is like this, right here, that means your tires are going to go like this. If you have the camber up, that's going to go like this. The reason why a trailer axle has camber is That way when you put weight down on the trailer, it'll flatten out by itself. So what we're having to do, right here, I took down the axle, I'm moving the jack to the next one, taking off the tires, picking everything up, and then taking the spring seats back off, welding them back on, painting them. We won't be having no camber issues because might as well take care of it now than later. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's actually everywhere. I don't know my homework on it. The trailer legally cannot be more than 102 inches. This here is going to be about 100 inches. Here's this. We got the cherry picker right here. It's hoisting up this big old bed. And then what I have to do is just lift up these tires. You see how they're coming off the floor? I'm gonna take off these things. They're only hand tightened on there, which is nice. I'm gonna get done with all 4 of them. And the other ones, you know. Then I get the other lug. And then what I have to do is take off this tire. Because it's too wide. Just like that. Now we just take this tire back where it came from. These are 9s. 9 inches wide, and the 16s. They're nice wheels. Looking huge as wheels to me. Never put semi ones on. I need to take these fuckers off. U-bolts. If you don't take those things off, you're not turning over the axles and the camber and all that shit. Give you guys a little bit of a point of view for a second. Alright, here's this. They're all hand tightened. I'm just taking my wrench just in case. Undoing all these U-bolts. Don't lock these until they're officially ready. Then you gotta torque them. Sound like it's not twerk, but torque. I'm gonna take these off one at a time. Alright. Got all these. Keep them together. I'm gonna put the pile over here. Nice little pile. All the way back over there. There we go. That's your home for now. What we're gonna do is lower this very carefully. you guys what the fuck is going on with all this camber and with all these axles. The reason why we're taking the spring seats off, or I'm taking the spring seats off, is because the tires that were on here were 3.5 inches too tall for the frame itself, and they were 9 inches too wide out the frame. So pretty much, I ended up lowering them, putting them on the bottom nipple of the leaf spring. These spring seats are welded onto the axle and sat underneath, right? In order to get any kind of like free camber, I explained earlier, go back and watch it. The spring seats need to be down here, but the camber, you guys can tell right here that the camber and the axle pipe itself is going downwards, right? That's not okay. So pretty much what we need to do, we need to take these things back off, the spring seats, roll these puppies back over, and put them on the opposite side. Exactly on the opposite side. So that way, when you go to roll them over, your brake cables, whatever your lines right here, will be facing the right way, and you won't be having double trouble later on. And these here will be facing the right way. Your tires will be having clearance underneath. The ones that are coming about maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches, I'm not sure. But they come down from the frame. Yeah, I gotta take these here off. The spring seats. This here is the rest of the week job. Well, here's the leaf springs. Here's the equalizers. Judge my welds, I don't care. On the other side. Here it is, what we're looking for. You see how it like bends? Like this one. This here is the aftershock. This one I already did. It's 3 inches from this area right here. So I'm gonna do the same on the other side, and it will all line up from the leaf spring to the actual tire itself. Because guess what? The hub is the only thing that's going to all I did. You're not supposed to do that. I just did it for educational purposes. Did I already know that the camera was going to be off? Yes. But sometimes you just gotta let things play out for themselves. See what I mean? 1/16 of an inch, yeah. Oh, that's alright. Still together, you can still see metal in there. There's nothing that's peeking inside the inside. Still good to go. Now we're gonna roll this axle that can carry 7,000 pounds.
How do I know it's 3 inches? Before I took all the spring seats off, I had measured the ones that were on there beforehand. I ended up taking the one that I took off and measured it 3 inches exactly.